Before starting on your walk, or even if you've already started, take a moment to connect with your breath. You might start by trying to focus on the feeling of your breath against your nostrils as you breathe. Though the sensation may be subtle, perhaps you notice the coolness of the air as you inhale and the warmth of the air as you exhale. Or you might prefer to focus on the rhythm of your breath today, noting the rise and fall of your body as you inhale and exhale. Or you might prefer to notice where your breath is stopping in your body today, following the breath down until its natural endpoint without trying to control it. Noticing if it stops in your throat, or perhaps collects in your chest, or if the breath makes it down into your belly. Now take a few moments to shift your attention away from your breath and connect with your body. The body can be a refuge. It can give a sense of direction, or it can house turmoil that you may be avoiding. In any case, even if challenging, it can really open your awareness to become aware of the sensations in the body. Scan your body and see if you notice any sensations that arise, especially the sensations of emotions that arise in the body. Without trying to label them, just stay with the sensation itself and observe as it comes and goes, rises and falls, and makes its presence within the body. Now take a moment to expand your awareness and see if you can notice the spaciousness that exists within the body. And see if you can feel the edges of your body. If you can hold in your awareness the entirety of your body and notice where the edges of your body, where your skin meets the air around it. Next, as you walk, begin to notice the feeling of your feet hitting the ground. Notice the feeling of your feet meeting the pavement or the ground that you walk on. Notice the way that the ground supports your feet as you walk, holds you up, pushes back against the soles of the feet with each step. See if you can connect with a feeling of groundedness, feeling truly supported and held up by the ground below you, its solidity absorbing every step. Note how this groundedness makes you feel. Know that you can always come back to the feeling of your feet against the pavement as you walk. can always reconnect with this feeling of groundedness if you need it at any point during the meditation. Now, I'll invite you to lift your gaze and take notice of the faces and people walking by you. Note what it feels like to actually notice and acknowledge each of their faces within you. Silently, without needing to gesture toward them, with each person that passes by, try to connect with them energetically. Notice what you notice arise in yourself in relationship to each of them. Any thoughts, emotions, sensations. Perhaps even take a moment to notice any tendency to sort people into categories of friend or foe as you pass them. Knowing that this is a very natural thing that people do without judging yourself and without allowing yourself to attribute any meaning to these labels. Just notice that they may occur. Note any urges or anything that comes up in you through this experience. And then take a few moments to send well wishes to each person you pass. You can even use a line of metta silently with each of them. Silently sending toward them sayings like, "May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe." Or, "May you be an example of peace." Notice how it feels to send these words of love and kindness silently their way. Then come back to the feeling of your feet against the ground. That sense of groundedness again. Again, take a few deep breaths. Moving the air as deep into your belly as possible. Fill the belly with air with each inhale. And then exhale every drop that you can. When you exhale, allow yourself to take just a few big, deep belly breaths this way. Next, as you walk, Bring your attention to some of the structures and buildings around you. Notice what you notice in any of the store windows that you pass by. Starting to bring your focus to each of your senses. As we go through each one independently, immerse yourself in the experience of each of them. Let's start with sight. As you look at the scenery around you, or store windows that you pass, what are your eyes attracted to? What are they drawn toward? What kind of visual details do they notice? Trying to stay with and immerse yourself in the experience of what your eyes are seeing. Take note of the textures that they're attracted to. Any colors that they take note of. Any shapes or light and shadow that attract the eye. And then take note. Do these sights trigger any thoughts or memories for you? Are there any emotions that come up? Are you able to observe these mental and emotional events as they arise and go by without getting wrapped up in them? Simply noticing what you notice about your experience of sight. And then let's move on to smell. Do you notice any smell? Any smells on the street that you're attracted to? Or perhaps averse to? Stay with your sense of smell and immerse yourself in the notes or depths of smell that you notice. And again, check in. Do these smells trigger any thoughts or memories for you? Are there any emotions that come up? Can you observe these mental or emotional events as they come up and let them go by without getting wrapped up in them? Simply noticing what you notice but your experience of smell. And then let's move on to sound. What sounds do you notice? What levels or layers of sound surround you? Are there sounds that grab your attention? What is the subtlest sound that you can hear? Are there sounds you're attracted to or averse to? Then again, check in. Notice if these sounds trigger any thoughts, memories, or feelings for you. Can you observe these mental or emotional events without getting wrapped up in them? Simply noticing what you notice about your experience of sound. And let's move on to taste. Can you taste anything about the city or town that you're walking in? Anything in the air? Anything that you may be eating or drinking as you walk, or that you had before the walk? Perhaps you notice the absence of taste. Whatever you notice, try to stay with it for a few moments. Then again, check in. Does taste or the absence of taste trigger any thoughts or memories or feelings for you? Can you observe these mental and emotional events without getting wrapped up in them? And simply notice what you notice about your experience of taste. And then finally, let's move on to feelings. What physical sensations do you notice as you walk? Start with the feeling of your feet against the pavement again if you like. And then perhaps move your attention up your body, noticing the sensation in your legs or calves as you walk. Or do you notice any feeling in your hips or arms as you walk? Or your shoulders, your jaw, your neck and head? Can you notice the feeling of your clothes against your skin? What do you notice about the air against your skin? Its temperature, its moisture, or anything else? Can you notice the weight of your shoes on your feet, or anything else you might be carrying? Notice what you notice about what you feel. And again, check in. Do these physical sensations trigger any thoughts, memories, or emotions for you. Can you observe these mental or emotional events as they come up without getting wrapped up in them? Simply noticing what you notice about your experience of the sensation. And then come back to the feeling of your feet against the ground. That feeling of groundedness again. Take a few deep belly breaths, moving the air as deep into your belly as possible. Filling the belly with air with each inhale, and exhaling every drop you can when you exhale. Now, as you continue to walk, take a moment to cultivate as much presence as possible as you walk through your city or town, and notice what you notice overall. How does this environment make you feel? What thoughts, emotions, urges, mental images, or anything else that comes up for you as you walk through this space? What do you notice about how you've related to this experience? Being present within the city, within the town. And finish with the question, what do I now know? What did I learn from this experience? If you are continuing to walk, you can also continue with this practice of cultivating as much presence as possible and checking in with each of your sensations. Otherwise, you'll hear the chime of 3 meditation bells. At the end of the 3rd bell, come back to the city, walking as you normally would, or greeting your destination.